Okay, so part 2 of NTIJ4 is this right here, standard to slope-intercept form. So when we go here, we are told to put the following equation of a line into slope-intercept form and to simplify all of the fractions. So this problem is x, oops, I messed up writing it. So this problem is x plus 2y equals 8. Okay, so now, if you all want to follow along with me here, remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. I know you all got so tired of hearing me say that, okay? But that is like what you have to live and breathe and die by, okay? So y equals mx plus b. In order to change this to that, we're going to have to get y by itself. So first thing we're always going to do is move our x to the other side of the equal sign. This x is positive, so when it's positive we subtract it. Those are going to go away. This leaves me with 2y equals, and then if you notice in y equals mx plus b, the x comes first, right? So whenever I rewrite this, I'm going to write negative x plus 8 because that 8 is positive, okay? We've got one more step to do. That 2 has to go away. So right now the 2 is being multiplied by the y. And we want y, just y by itself. So instead of multiplying, the opposite of that is dividing. So I'm going to divide by 2. And what I do to one side, I have to do to everything on the other side. So I'm going to divide that by 2, and I'm going to divide that by 2. Now, these 2's cancel out, and I'm left with y equals. Then, do not forget that there is a 1 right here in front of that x. It's negative x, but that's negative 1x, okay? So negative 1 divided by 2, because I'm just dealing with my numbers here, well, that doesn't simplify, right? That's just negative 1/2. So I'm going to write negative 1/2 x, and then positive 8 divided by 2 is positive 4, so it's plus 4. And now if I look at my equation, all of my fractions are simplified because the negative 1/2 doesn't get any more simple. So I can go back and type in my answer, and you're going to type y equals negative 1 over 2. This is important. Make sure the x is on the side and not on the bottom of that fraction if you have a fraction there. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. And we submit that answer, and it is correct. Alright, so I'm going to go through one more problem. Okay, yeah, so let's do this one. So we've got 3x plus 3y equals 24. Okay. I'm going to go back to where you can see me writing. Our goal, don't forget, is y equals mx plus b. That's the format it has to be in. That's what slope-intercept means, is that format. So first thing, we are going to move the x. That x is positive, so I'm subtracting 3x from both sides. Those disappear. This leaves me with 3y equals negative 3x plus 24. So I just brought all that down and wrote it out. Okay, just like before, that y has to be all by itself, so I have to divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Those 3's cancel out, I'm left with y equals negative 3 over 3 is negative 1. So that's just negative 1x. Sorry. And then 24 divided by 3 is 8. Okay, so you can either type it in like this on Delta Math, or we know that when I have a negative 1 in front of a variable, I don't have to include the 1, I just have to include the negative. So you can write in this answer, or you could write in y equals negative x plus 8. Those are the same thing, and either one will work. Okay, so if I go back here, y equals negative x plus 8, and submit it, and there you go. Okay, so good luck.